What are the odds? Well, it's Super Bowl time. Let's find out. And yes, I wore the Shane Falco Washington Sentinel 16 just for those of you who were hoping I didn't wear the jersey of one of the two teams to jinx that particular team. That happened a little bit during the playoffs. So yes, this is an authentic stitched Shane Falco. Let's look ahead to Super Bowl 45 and let's look at the propositions. For many years, I have known Jay Cornegay, who is the race and sports director at the Westgate Superbook. But previous to that, I knew him when he was center strip at another property, and it was actually Jay's book that started the blowout that became prop bets. Now, for those of you that want to hear from me, yeah, what's the Gatorade color bet? What's the length of the national anthem bet? Are there any bets on commercials? Just know that those are offshore type bets. Those are more novelty bets. They are not legal bets in the state of Nevada and will likely never be legal bets in any state that eventually does have sports wagering because it's technically not within the action of the sporting event. So I'm going to focus on some of the more popular propositions that are played annually on Super Bowls. Let's start with alternate spreads. Last week in What Are the Odds, we talked about just the spread on the game, which as I speak to you today still sits at roughly 1 point. But let's say you feel real confident about Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs winning and winning big. You can lay 10.5 and get 3-1 odds. You can lay 17.5 and get 6-1 odds. Or you can lay 21.5 and get $8 back for every one that you wager. If you feel good about the Niners and you want to lay 7.5, you can get nearly 3-1 odds. And if you like the Niners laying 14.5, you can get nearly 5-1 odds. Those are alternate spreads. Double result is also a popular play because this is a combination of the halftime score and the end of the game. So if you feel the Chiefs will run the table, they'll be leading at halftime, they'll win the game, you can get 2-1 odds on that. If you feel the Niners will lead at halftime and they'll go on to win the game, you can get better than 2-1 odds on that, 11-5. If you think there will be a tie game at halftime and then want to partner that with either the Chiefs or the Niners, and these are individual bets, you can get 12-1 on halftime and the Chiefs or halftime and the Niners winning. First and last TD, always a popular play. These are individual players. And the favorite in both, and these are separate bets, is Raheem Mostert of the Niners. He is 9-2 to score the first touchdown of the game, and in a separate prop, the last touchdown of the game. I bring this up also because last year, if you had Sony Michel in either bet, you won because it was the only touchdown of Super Bowl 53. That won't happen this week. Patrick Mahomes props. Let's run through them very quickly. He is even money to be the Super Bowl MVP. His total passing yards are an over-under of 308.5. If you think the Niners will dominate him or he gets hurt, you can bet no touchdown passes at 8-1. You can also bet that he goes off and throws 5 touchdown passes at 10-1. And for him to score on his own, and throwing does not count, but for him to catch or rush for a touchdown will get you almost 4-1 action. Finally, let's talk about the Super Bowl versus other sports. That's the beauty of the props at the Westgate and various places in Nevada, is you can bet something in the Super Bowl game against another game, another sport entirely. For example, how about total points in the first quarter of the Super Bowl against how many fairways Justin Thomas hits in the final round of the Phoenix Open this weekend? You can play that. You can also play the total rushing yards for the Chiefs in this game against the total wins for the Kansas City Royals this coming baseball season. And finally, because it is Las Vegas, we end with this one. You can bet the total points that Harrison Butker has in Super Bowl 54 against the total wins for the Las Vegas Raiders this coming football season. You'd be holding that ticket for 1 year. That's a long play. What are the odds? We just told you some of them. Enjoy the Super Bowl.